All right, if you're watching this, you're part of an elite group because I have the lowest number of viewers in all of YouTube on my viewership. And I absolutely give a shout out to people that create videos every week or more than that, because to me that's seems like a lot of work. But kind of want to explain how we got there. This is part 3 of the video. So the first part was removing the fuel injectors on bank 2, and we show that on video. This next one is going to be bank 1. I've already taken them out. I've got the video done, but I just kind of want to show you a little bit about, and obviously as you can see I got the valve covers off now. Those are gone. I got the supercharger right behind here, and then you can see here that I've got about, I don't know, is that 10 degrees, 20 degrees of play. So I'm deciding on whether or not I fix that. On my other Range Rover, same year, this is a 2012, I didn't realize when I replaced the valve covers, or I should say the valve, the cylinder head gaskets, and I did the timing, because in the process of, I had a valve seat that dropped that was diagnosed by a independent repair shop, and I didn't know what I was doing. So they said it was on cylinder 2. So I had an injector that was labeled number 2 on bank 1 with a little crayon on top, like I'm sure everybody has seen. I didn't know anything better. By the time I got almost my very last head bolt off, I realized I was on the wrong bank. That's how much I knew. So I went ahead and took them both off, redid the timing, new parts. Of course, I had a machine shop do the machining for the redoing the valve seat. I might put a picture of that in here. I don't know. There's no way I could do anything like that. That's like true professional, true artistry. It was amazing. It was several shops before I could find somebody that could actually do it and wanted to do it. So unfortunately they are out of business now, but that car I fixed, I think about 2 years ago now. It's been flawless. It started with the engine was running a little rough when I first got it, nothing major, and so I went to the Range Rover forum, and it was my first post, and I said, hey, give me a list of things that need to be or could be repaired from order of ease, easier to harder. And then, so I started to fix that, and then I went to, as I went down the list, a few months later, then the valve seat dropped. So I don't know if that was related to the roughness of the idle or that was totally coincidental. But anyways, got that fixed, but totally flawless. So we got this one recently. This is a black edition, which I absolutely love, autobiography. I didn't realize you could get a leather, you pop in there, this is a leather headliner. Of course it has all the features, the safety features, the automatic forward alert detection. It's got the rear cross traffic detection when you're in reverse. It's got the cruise control that starts the car and stops the car if you're in traffic. And you can see here, it's the autobiography black, which I've heard different stories that one, there's 700 of those in the US that were made. I've heard there's 200 in the US that were made. I heard they don't actually tell you how many were made. They never reported how many. So if you know, put that in the comments. That would be great. I'd love to know if you know. In addition to the comments on the supercharger, I'm thinking about not fixing this. And this kind of, we started this whole story with my other car and all that I fixed. I didn't realize that was a thing. When I first started it up, it started the first time after I repaired it and turned the engine off. I heard that clunk, that infamous clunk. And I thought it was a piston that was just way out of time, and I'm like, oh, I just did this for no good reason. It didn't work. And then I found out it's that. So it doesn't necessarily harm the engine. Eventually I think it can, but I've never heard anybody say my turbo or my supercharger went bad. I think I will change the oil though. I'm not going to take the rear end off. I'm just going to drain it through the top and change the oil, but that's probably all I'm going to do with that. So that's pretty much the whole story on that. probably just going to narrate this one. I'm probably not going to go through the whole process of just playing the video. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, kind of obsessed, to say the least, with Rovers. I've got the two L322s. I've got two L405s. I had another L322 that the guy that's filming right now drove until the engine overheated because he didn't know what was happening. That engine was completely warped, so that one went in the trash. And then when I got my first one graduating from Cal Poly, I think it was in '89. It was used. I buy all my cars used. I actually don't like buying them new because then you got to go to the mandatory maintenance and repair thing. But that one I sold because it was having issues. So anyways, just kind of wanted to give you a little history of what's going on with this car. I'm also going to change the leaking vacuum pump, high pressure fuel valves, both of those or fuel pumps I should say. I'm going to change those because my fuel decay is dropping rapidly, which originally I thought was the fuel injectors that were showing on bank 2. They had misfires and very rich, whereas bank 1 was relatively just barely on the lean side. So two different things seemed like were going on there. So I'm going to do those two things, and then I replace map and map sensor and MAF sensors, and then also replace the oxygen sensors, at least the upstream, the ones that are hard to get to. Anyways, so that is how we got to this, the ZKTool. And I will say, because I can't say it enough, this started my whole journey with ZKTool to get off these injectors. The beauty of this, to recap, is when you tighten these and loosen the injectors, you don't even need to lubricate them with PB Blaster or anything. You always exert the exact amount of force needed to remove it. My fear when I use the slide hammer is if I'm trying to salvage the injector, that injector, then the internal resistance, you may be shocking it over and over and over and over. Sometimes those things, you really have to get aggressive pulling it out. Whereas this exerts just enough energy to pull it out. Nice and straight. With the slide hammer, it seems like you're getting in different angles, odd angles. You could break it. This thing's flawless, very easy to use, doesn't harm the injector. It's not going to break it. It's not going to damage it. So anyways, that's it. We'll get to the quick video, hopefully quick, on pulling out the last 4 injectors so you can just walk through and see this. All right, thanks everybody for watching the most unwatched YouTube channel in all of the world.
Okay, now the tool, where is the tool? Right there. Okay, now I put these guys right, well, first things first, we're going to put the clamp on, so we have the most room when we put the clamp on. clamp. Right over the top. That's a better angle. Oh, that's why. Gotta miss the plastic clip. That'll help. You gotta let it. That it? No. Have to let it fall on its own so it opens up. And you gotta kind of wiggle it down there. I guess I was lucky on the other ones. You just can't look and do at the same time. Oh yeah, hear that? That means it is in there and it slid down and it is tight. Okay, now we put the stud on right next to it. Technically, probably don't need it. Probably can do a cantilever scenario, but we will try it this way regardless. Push down so it turns freely. Okay, and you want it pretty snug, not tight. There you go. Snug because we want it to bear on the aluminum engine block evenly. So I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and put on the other stud as far over as this will reach, and maybe I can get more than one done. Looks like it's going to reach 2 over. I'll put this guy right here so we'll be able to get 2. What I should have done is put it 1 over. That would have been smart. I put it on the 2 center ones, then that 2 outers could be cantilever, I believe, and the 2 inner ones can be both under compression. But you live and learn. Okay, that is already snuggeroo. Snug. So this will need neither wing nuts, because both are going to be under compression, which is a win. Will there be enough room? That's the question. Yeah, I think so. If there's enough room for the screw, the bolt, and there's enough room for the wrench. Should be. Or if there's enough room for the nut, I guess I should say. Get that tight. Okay, that took a little longer than usual. Where's my wrench? Alright, now we can start. Oh, I need to get the socket. I think is a 12. That's too long. Nope. 13. Yep. With the short throw, and then we're going to tighten it. Okay. Harder. Doesn't seem to be getting much harder. I feel like it's already loosening. That was super easy. Yeah, it's definitely almost finger loose. Now it's finger loose, and I think it's completely loose. Or did that just go down too far? That might have gone down too far. Put this longer one on just to make sure. It's got to be off. About to find out. Yeah, it's off. Yeah. Oh, gunky. Looks salty. Where's the camera? That looks... This is the hard part, getting that thing on there right. There, it's actually kind of hard to even take off, but that's just how they all work. Whether you got the slide pull hammer or this one. That is number 1. Yeah, that's salt. That's a 2024, I believe. That's a bummer. Okay. Now, repeat on number 3. If we have any better luck on this guy. Already got the studs in. Oh, I see. You just got to wiggle it. That one's already on. Already on. You want to be careful with the middle one because the other two are nice and steady. Don't need the wing nut. Need to put the collar on. And collar on the ZKTool frame. Oh, what a dream. Now we get number 13 socket. Any surprises on this one? A little harder. About the same. It's really actually pretty easy. Getting easier. Super easy now. Probably go by hand. And that is off. That fast. That one, not as salty. Rusty on the tip. Tip looks clean. Not that I would know particularly. That's number 3. Put that guy right there. Oh, these are 5 and 7. Well, that's interesting. 5 and 7 are definitely different because it has a blue O-ring instead of a green. Alright, take off the nut. Take off the collar. Oh, I can't believe how easy this is. And let's see if we can do the cantilever without moving our stuff. With a little more light. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow. Those previous injectors actually had 2 fricking rubber gaskets at the top. Somebody abandoned. Wow, that's already on. That was fast. I didn't need to move that at all, actually. Oh, well, that was interesting. Somebody abandoned the previous rubber gaskets. The rubber seals, I should say. Okay, we're only going to put this on the portion that's going to be under tension. And we do have to get it pretty snug. Doesn't have to be completely... No! I don't like that sound. Well, fortunately for me, I got another one. Do not like that sound. Did not make it to the ground. That's going to be probably a borescope time. I got a borescope. I spent hours trying to find something that fell down there one time. Okay, put on the collar. Slide it all the way to the tool. Make sure this stud is screwed all the way down to save space because you don't need that much thread. And it helps with your socket length. Let's see. Got enough room? Or do we need the... How's this one working? Why is this different? Is this different? Why does that feel different? Oh, maybe that's why, because I'm not done. No? Don't tell me the injector's already loose. Huh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. it got loose somehow. Possibly. Do not drop. Do not drop. Oh, washer. Is it already off? No, it got loose. That's what happened. Okay. Thank you. Just double check. Yeah, got loose. Okay, well, we lucked out. Thought we lucked out getting that one on. So, maybe I do have to take the stud off. Oh, well, that's in the way. The connector's in the way for starters, so that's not helping. Okay, that feels like it's on. Does it slide down yet? Can't tell if it's on. Oh, there we go. Now it's okay. So previously I thought it had slid down, but it did not. You got to feel for it to make sure it is all the way down by feeling the little cotter pin on the side of the clamp to make sure. Okay, gotta make sure that the wire train is out of the way. Put that on. Oh no, not that guy. Wing nut. Hopefully I remember to get the wing nut that has fallen. I don't want this to cross thread because I'm holding it so it doesn't fall. There we go. Tension but not tight. This guy and this guy, after I put on collar and nut, that's why there was so much thread left. I see. Okay, that goes down. That one's ready to roll. Got enough room. That's tight. That's snug. I like it. A little harder. A little easier. Now it broke free. You can tell because it's just like turning a screw with no tension. Take off the wing nut. Don't drop it. Washer. Also don't drop it. Nut or bolt, nut, yes, nut. very carefully. Collar, tool, injector. This is the bad one. This is the correct cylinder head. And oddly, it's the cleanest. Where's the camera? Right there. The cleanest, and it's got a date 24. So, yeah. So it had two injector seals at the top, blue and a green. So did number 3. Alright, now number 7 will probably take as long as, or longer than all of 1 through, or 1, 3, and 5. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this on. Let's go this all the way down. All the way down, this all the way up. Get my lights. Getting it on should be okay. I just don't know whether I can get the tool in place. Got a good line of sight. Ooh, that one's already on, I think. It's not sliding down now for some reason. Why is it not sliding down? Should slide down. Why is it not sliding down? Huh. There we go. Wow, slid down on its own. Okay. Make sure the thread's all the way in. So I don't think, yeah, it would have been smart to put this one location in. I could have done 2 cantilever, 2 compression. That's all right. Now you know. Live and learn. Go 1 over. So we're at 3 and 5. Gently screw it in. You don't want to cross-thread an aluminum block. Probably noticed by now I didn't bother disconnecting the fuel rail because I couldn't quite get in there. Okay, that's snug. Now we do the cantilever. Let's get it on there. Probably just barely enough room to slide it on. You can wiggle it as long as you don't wiggle it off. There we go, that's on. I'm going to pull it pretty much all the way towards me, although it doesn't really matter. And then this middle one is going to be under, oops, I did this first. The middle one's going to be under tension. So that's the one you want a wing nut on. You want it pretty secure because it's under tension. You also want to make sure, gotta get that on camera, that the, there it is. I don't know if I can get it with my head camera or not, but maybe I'll show you after. You do want to make sure that the portion that the ZKTool goes on, so you have to pull that away from the firewall a little bit. have to pull the bolt away because it still wiggles. Same with the, I'm sure with the, so it looks like this is going to work. I thought this wasn't going to work. When you put the nut on, you pull the locking portion of the tool towards you a little bit so you can get it on there. Get it snug. But there's a portion of the collar that comes from the socket tool to the one. I think I'm going to have to use a wrench. I don't think I can use a socket. I won't be able to get it in there, which is okay. That's what I did last time. On number 8. Let's see. Does this one magically fit? Maybe, oh, these are both 13s. What? Oh, 15. So 13 will fit. Ooh, will it fit on top? No. You can't have it all. Okay, so that's going to fit. Now let's make sure it's snug. This one obviously won't go as fast without the socket, but it is guaranteed to work. Oh, you know what? I fibbed about the, I totally did that wrong. I fibbed about the, which one was under tension, which one's under compression. I don't know how I got that wrong. That would have not worked. Okay, let's try that again, mister. Make sure that bolt is seated still on the aluminum engine block. This is the one that's under tension. So this one you want snug. The other one's under compression. Okay, tighten that again by hand. Nothing in the way. Okay, now we're not going to be wasting our time. I don't want to drop the wrench either. Nice. I was worried about this number 7. I feel like there's less space than number 8 had. But apparently it's got the same. Had an inch less space. I don't know if it worked. I think it just gave. No, it just gave free. Yeah, still snug. Even with a wrench, though, it's. I think it just gave. Yep, it just went snap. Not snap, but it still feels snug. There we go. Getting looser. Might just be hitting the firewall. My hand yet? Nope, not quite. Easier. seems easier. There we go. That is off. Okay. One last, do not drop wing nut. Do not drop washer. And will this come off is the question. I guess is the answer. Yeah. Okay, that looks a little salty. A little salty. Not bad there. Take this off. So, always want to make that all the way tight when you start, but this is what I was talking about. This goes down, and you want to make sure when this collar goes down that, see how it can't, let me take that off. It can't slide off, here we go.